Hello traders, hello everyone, my name is Gregor and welcome to a new episode of Surfing the Elliott Waves, where I'll look at some of the most interesting developments for this week. This video has been brought to you by Orbex. I will look at cable, Aussie, crude oil, CAD yen and silver. Now cable is coming very sharply to the upside and we've been looking for this corrective pullback actually that we've been tracking for the last few months, and looks like that this Wave 4 is now coming to an end. It's an ABC flat correction where Wave B moved just slightly to a new extreme here before it sent prices down into Wave C, which made the very similar price action but on the opposite side. So this makes a very perfect flat pattern, which now suggests more upside for pound, especially if we look this 4-hour chart where this rise came from the lows with impulsive personality after the market accomplished the 5-wave drop. So in my opinion, there is chance for more upside, even if this recovery here from that low would be only in 3 waves. Well, wave C is still missing. So I think that after wave B or wave 2 pullback, in the best case, we will see more upside here on cable. Also keep in mind that COVID cases are now falling in UK, and this could be first somehow positive expectations for Bank of England on Thursday, where they will announce potentially some hawkish statements. So if that would be the case, of course this could be positive for this currency. Now let's take a look also on Aussie dollar. Well, Australia is still in a lockdown, but so it's quite interesting that they still said that they will continue with tapering after September. So this puts some optimism on this pair. From an Elliott wave perspective, now firstly, if we look at the daily chart here, we are still hunting this potential end of an ABC drop at the lower side of this corrective channel. So that's the perfect point where you would expect that market will actually complete the correction if this is just a simple correction. Of course, this means that you want to see a 5-wave recovery away from that levels. For now, unfortunately, that's not the case yet here when looking at the 4-hour time frame. So you have to be very careful here and maybe rather look at some other maybe cross pairs like ASEAN, for example, could be in a much better shape here. Now looking at this 4-hour chart here on Aussie dollar, well, this could be a 3-wave rise if market would stop at 0.7440 resistance, where you have this upper parallel trend line. But if this resistance is really going to be maybe broken, if there will be more positive sentiment coming in, and if maybe stocks will continue to test new highs, especially US markets, then of course this could even result to a wave 3 rather in wave C, because in a wave 3, whenever you see a very sharp price action beyond this trend line, well, this is first evidence that market is trading impulsively rather than correction. So for now, it's still quite tricky situation. The market is sideways, not really decided yet, but until this upper trend line holds, just be aware that there can be a final dip coming before market really turns around. So I will definitely have a very close eye on this market and will make sure to update you on this one next week. Now let's take a look also on crude oil. Now crude oil here, firstly, it made a failure breakdown and then below this trend line and then reversed higher. So it looks like this is a new trend line that we should respect for, especially if we consider that the drop came with 3 waves. However, I still assume that this 3-wave drop can be part of more complex correction, ABC pattern, maybe like a flat. Why I'm looking for this structure? Where? Because I can count 5 waves up here away from last year lows, from April levels. And normally when you have such a very big and strong extended move, this drop that we have seen recently is usually not enough to be a higher degree correction. So in my opinion, this could be part of first leg of this 3-wave structure. But even if it's wave B, well, there is room for more upside. Wave B in a flat can send prices to a new extreme, meaning there is even room for wave B to recover towards 76.50, we have seen a top here at the start of July. Also notice that this was a very sharp rise here in the first leg from July 20, $65 per barrel, and now we are just trying to move sideways here. So in my opinion, there is room for more upside. Now we are at the perfect support zone, as you can see here, $69.50 to $70 per barrel. So ideally we will rally away from that area. If that would be the case, normally this means that Canadian dollar could see more more strength, okay, and US dollar at the same time could drop. Now if we look at CAD yen, we have some interesting wave structure there. Keep in mind that this market came to the downside quite nicely with corrective personality, perfectly back towards former wave 4 that where market found a support at 85.40 zone, okay, and since then we have seen a very nice and sharp recovery here, which looks like an impulse. Ideally this impulse belongs even to this bullish head and shoulders pattern, where market should continue much higher if price can break this neckline. Okay, so you have the left shoulder here, head, and the right shoulder. Right shoulder could be as a flat correction or irregular for correction here in this right shoulder. So ideally we will see a reversal, but as I said, you really have to see a bounce away from this 86, 70s, 87 support, and then this, more importantly, this broken trend line. In such case, we would have two evidences that market is trying to rise based on the Elliott wave principle and also based on basic technical analysis, head and shoulders bottom formation. And now let's take a look also on silver. Now silver is looking quite nice here. Notice that that market here came to the downside with these 5 waves against the gold. Okay, so gold silver ratio has seen a 5-wave drop here, and this 5-wave drop suggests that this market could actually resume its downtrend. Generally that means that metals are bullish, but silver can be much better, can produce much more gains on the upside than gold. So what I'm looking at on silver is a nice potential 5 waves up here in the making here for silver. Notice that market has also made some overlapping drop here recently towards this base channel. So this is typically corrective personality, where wave 4 will try to find a support at this base channel. Why I'm looking this to be a wave 4? Because this broken channel actually caused this extended move, and extended move perfectly fits into wave 3 of a 5-wave movement. So I'm looking for more upside here, especially if we can break this upper trend line of this corrective channel, and especially if we see maybe also daily close above 25.50, well 52, well that would be quite nice evidence that we are headed higher for a wave 5, maybe even for a higher degree wave C or wave 3 if you consider this alternate labeling. Okay, so it's all driven by this gold silver ratio and of course dollar weakness. We will see how this unfolds in the next few sessions, but so far I think that silver could see more upside here, especially if we also consider that market came to the downside with 5 waves since start of June. So even if this is just a temporary corrective rally, it's still incomplete in my opinion. Traders, thank you very much for your attention. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and talk to you next one.